So on the 1 month, guys, looking pretty solid here. We've got the Ace of Swords topping us off, and a lot of price change between the high and the low for the day, which is an Ace of Swords kind of maneuver. You could have made money opening up a short at the bottom, and it looks like you probably could have made money uh, or opening up a short here at the top, and then maybe first thing in the morning or midday as originally planned, opening up that short, and you could close that short here at the end of the day. This little bit of a rally here, I'm advised not to chase this rally. We're going to see a low at the end of the day, so it's about 45 minutes left. We should see a turnaround here, and this is very much so the fortune card. This is a very notable reversal, if you will. This is what I mean by a prominent reversal standing out on a blah 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 chart, right? The fortune card on this time frame chart of prominent reversal standing out on a 1 day chart, and you can see that right there. That's a fortune card. And that's a case of the fortune card, also an unusual case because it does happen, but it's not nearly as often. The fortune card being in the low position, like reversing us off of a low. Usually it's to the upper end, but it does happen to the lower end too, and you can see there's an example right there. Hey, Deduct. So people that opened shorts yesterday hopefully didn't get shaken out first thing in the morning and held on tight, as I explained that we might see a higher price level or around the same high again today, but that I wouldn't want to be in a long position. I'd want to be utilizing those opportunities to open up a short position. So hopefully people opened up more of a short position here. This right here is very three crisscrosses back and forth through the same price level, confirming a bullish trend. Hey, AV. And it looks like the same resistance. Like we have this price level roughly around here that's being highlighted. We have an orange, a yellow correlation here, a yellow correlation here on the 12th, and a yellow correlation here on the 13th. Those are correlations to the Princess of Swords in the case of this reading. So it's very possible that we see the like around this price level or this resistance up here at the top again tomorrow. I've seen cases where a nullified low card means we just continue to go lower and there's really no bottom on the day's chart. That doesn't happen often, but I've seen it happen. Same thing for the high when it's a nullified card sometimes. Right here at the close is like this prominent move higher and then a full retracement of that move back down. Probably have a little bit more of ways to go based on the RSI to the upside before we have this move back down. If we don't see a move back down here, then I would say that's a pretty definitive indication that we have oversold territory that we move higher out of in the morning tomorrow. If we do move back down into a low, then it becomes a little bit more difficult to discern. What's going on today that you think might be the Black Swan event, Deduct? Hey, Robert. Deduct, what do you think the Black Swan event is that's starting today? I'm just curious. I don't watch the news. Keeps me like the news can really like affect your expectations of things, so I try to remain like a clean slate when looking at readings. Keep getting the tower card for the 16th. Interesting, that's the day that I have the Unicursal. Should you short now for a swing for 16th? Um uh, Look, I've got the tower card there on the 16th reading. So I might put on a part like 25% of a short position here. If I didn't already put on a short position and I want to catch a decline, I might put on 25% of a short position where we are right now. And then if we end up at a higher price level at the close rather than a low, I would put on another 25%. So I'd have half of a position, a short position, right? If we do go into a low, then obviously I wouldn't put on more of a short position there. But the following day, we may have opportunity again in the morning. See, this is like a revisiting of a crest that was recently a past opportunity, but it's also nullified, so it makes it a little tricky as to whether or not we do revisit. But there's possibility of that taking place here in the morning. It's just really difficult to determine where the low is based on a nullified low card there. But we have the cross-reading congruency at the high, which is the hangman card or halting of a bullish trend. It's also here on the 13th. So I would if we go lower, right? If we do go lower into the close rather than ending higher on here on the close, like if we do the full move higher and back down into the close and there's a low there, I would wait until tomorrow and probably put on another 25% of a position here in the mid morning session. Maybe first thing in the morning, but somewhere in the morning. Yeah, we got on the 16th, we got the Fool card, we got the Tower card, we got the Devil card, we've got the Death card. Like, there's definitely something going on over the weekend. But this card makes me a little weary because the abundance card in a lot of cases is like a new local high or a new high of some kind. And that's what makes me a little weary why I'm saying putting on partial short positions, because there's I see some possibility of maybe the peak getting extended out into the 16th. It's not a strong possibility, but it could happen. It could happen. Especially at the end of the day, there's a notable move to the upside. Interesting. Interesting. So, interesting. So if we have a really big decline tomorrow, like if this ends up being the bottom of a range here, which I'm not so sure it will, like I think there's probably a high here at the end of the day. It's like really mixed. But if we end up with like a really like significant decline somewhere on the 13th, I might take my short profits then. Just based on this right here, which might be talking about November and not about the end of the 13th. It's hard to say, but no, I would probably still hold my short position here until the 18th or the 24th. Hopefully people put on partial short position yesterday and then took the opportunity as instructed to put on more of a short position today in the midst of this midday high. And so you can see here it looks like we're probably turning around right here, and that's the what is this ruin called? Hagal, or Hagalas, or Hegel, Hagal. So Hagal's like, don't chase. I mean, in terms of SO meta analysis, it's don't chase. It's always a black circle. It doesn't really change any way that any way that it lands on the board. It has basically the same meaning. Appreciate it, Deduct. Hey, M. Ali Butt. Welcome. Do I see QNT coin reaching new highs as predicted in 10 years overview? I don't even remember doing a QNT reading. My God, must have been a long time ago. I did. Quant. Oh, it's Quant. Okay, got you. Oh, this is one of those 10-year experimental readings. I was trying a new spread, which I didn't end up liking, but it still hold pretty solid. This is holding pretty solid. This reading's looking really solid, actually. So there's likely a breakout coming. I wonder, did I do a 2023 reading on QNT? No. 2024. If I don't have a 2024 started, I'm gonna do. I think I'll probably do one. Oops. But yeah, based on this, we likely like right around here, we're revisiting a crest, or excuse me, a trough that was an opportunity, or at or support level that was an opportunity. That's the Hermit card here. And we should see a notable move into 2024. It looks like, because we've got another high correlation. It's either 2024 or ends up being 2025, but it looks like 2024 to me. So we had this breakout, but it didn't hold. And then we have more highs here in like 26, 27, and then even in 28, 29, and then in the following decade. So Quant's one I'd probably hold on to. It does look like we'll see another new high. It does. But I would be very mindful because it looks like we have a major low here on the cusp of 2025, 2026 before another set of highs. So I'd be very mindful of that. This looks like a major low here right on the cusp of 2025, 2026. Hey, it was luck. Is it better to close Costco today or tomorrow? At this point, I would probably wait until tomorrow, or maybe close partial position and close the remainder tomorrow, because I see the Valor card, which is bumping sideways along resistance, and it looks like probably the opportunity today's already come and gone, and we're now closer to the lows than the highs. But I would say tomorrow we probably bump up against these same resistance levels again. But if you got if you've got a good profit, you should just take it. Who gives a crap about one more day? If you got a good profit, you should just take it. A bird in hand is worth two in the bush, my friend. All right, so you have puts from the 18th, or for the 18th. It's still kind of it's still risky, man. I would really go for expiration out on the 27th just to be safe, because if we don't have the gap down on the 16th, then it's going to take place here like on the 17th into the 18th, and I'd want to be prepared for if our expectations are off by a day or so and we end up having the drop on the 17th or 18th. I don't want to be in expirations at 18 puts that expire on the 18th. I want my puts to expire out here. Unless they're like deep in the money. Are they if they're deep in the money, then it's not really that big of a deal. Yeah, that's a smart route move, deduct rolling to the 25th. Hi, is SPY higher or lower at the end of the month? It's going to be lower at the end of the month. But that last week is also very tricky because we do have some high correlations there. My sense is that we probably end up lower though, but there might be like this big spike right at the end of the month to the upside, giving us another high after lows. Do I see Dogecoin leveling out on the 18th? Robert, why did you pick the 18th? I'm curious. It looks very bottomy right here to me. This looks very bottomy to me. The 12th through the 14th, and we're at lows now, so it would make sense. Like there's a bottom in here somewhere, or maybe we see a double bottom, one on the 12th, one on the 14th, with a move higher in between. But the 18th is an important trade opportunity, standing out on a multi-day scale amongst other trade opportunities. It's the Fool card. There should be a pretty significant move there. I think it's probably like to the upside at the end of the day on the 17th or overnight into the 18th, maybe. Interesting. Well, there's a definite opportunity there on the 18th. I think it's probably a short opportunity. We have this decline on the 17th that ends with a fast sudden move higher, probably at the end of the day on the 17th or maybe the 18th. But that gives us a peak somewhere around the cusp of the 17th, 18th. And I would probably short that peak into a significant decline taking place on the 19th. But this is very bottomy, so I'm not, you know, there's probably better shorts if you look around. Awesome. Glad to hear that the book and the cards are working for you, my man. Oh, AV, sorry. Can I give you guidance on AMZ Q4 and PANW during the correction? All right. Well, so we have lows in October. Lowest lows in October, and it looks like that's holding pretty true here. We're pretty close. A lot of price change towards the end of the month. It looks like probably to the upside, and that carries into November, where we have like an important range that's highlighted near the high there for November, and then we should see a pretty significant decline from that peak or crest, which will be like early November, into a trough towards the end of the month of November. Then another spike to the upside in early December. And it gets really price swingy after there, like a lot of volatility at the end of the year, and then price swings in early 2024. PANW. Yeah, so it looks like this resistance that we've come up against here, we're just a little bit above it really, but this is like, we're going to see a decline from these levels with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. The unicursal, it means several different things, but usually it's an opportunity point before a sharp decline. Sometimes it's just marking a price level where when we have the next correction, we'll break down through that price level. It's used for timing. It depends on the scale of the reading as well. Like on a multi-year reading, it would indicate like a bankruptcy or a closure. Should you hold XRP and Ethereum until the end of October? I mean, I wouldn't want to be holding them until October and then exit at the end of October, because that's looking like it'll be near lows, October lows. So The 1 year for XRP is probably off by a couple weeks around the end of October because we have this big move to the upside. We definitely have bottoms here. And then Ethereum. Interesting. See, Ethereum's got a high at the end. There's lows here as well, but there's a high at the end. I think there's really like a really big move. Like, I didn't say anything at all that sounds like Siri. I don't understand why she does this whenever I'm like live. I'm trying to listen to something. So annoying. But I mean, Ethereum and XRP are both coins that I'm bullish on. So I wouldn't be looking for places to exit them. I would be looking for places to buy more. I don't know if I have a 2023 on gold. I don't think I got around to it. Maybe I did. Let's see. Nope, it's not marked up. Yeah, but there's a significant opportunity here in the end of October, and then another opportunity to either close a short position or open a long position. Looks like in early to mid November, and then an opportunity in early December to close a long position or open a short position. You have turd in the hand. You're welcome. It was luck. You're welcome, Deduct. How does Sol? Hey, Proof. How does Sol look for the rest of the month? So that right there is that Ace of Discs move. Important support highlighted, and then this big move. There's a prominent crest and peak within close proximity to each other. And that would make sense. A prominent peak. Well, really, this is the beginning of October. So prominent peak, and we go into a prominent trough. But it looks like we have more upside. Like there's sideways rotation the end of the month. And then like this big move to the upside. Interesting. There might be a little bit of a decline around the cusp of... There's probably some decline around the cusp of October, November. Because we've got the orange correlation to the Ace of Cups card. And then this could indicate oversold territory and a big move to the upside to reach for a key technical price level on a 1 year scale. At least the science card usually indicates some sort of like significant top or high. And then we've got the unicursal there at the end of the month, so probably a pretty sharp drop. I mean, unicursal in the following month, so we probably have a pretty sharp drop there. Hey Joe. Yeah, it's the same PayPal. Nothing changed there. Appreciate you. I mean, I'm already into December readings, so I wouldn't do a November reading at this point. And then as far as monthlies, I don't really do like monthly readings by request because I would get way too many of them. And they take a lot of time. They're more time consuming than the yearlies. Why don't you email me since it's you, Robert? Why don't you email me because you are always hooking me up with orders and whatnot. Why don't you email me through the site and we'll talk about it? Will SPY bottom lower than 415? I'll come back to that in just a sec. Deduct SoFi Q4. I'm not sure if I have anything really worked out for SoFi, but let's look. I don't think it's marked up. It's not marked up, but I still got the spread, so we'll take a look here. So we got this notable move to the upside in early October right here with the Rado. I believe it's called Rado, that ruin. Trying to memorize the names. Rada, or Rado. But I would look for a crest, like an overbought crest or peak, and a failed attempt to break through key resistance that it looks like we're going to break through. So we're coming up close to that here, and a pretty notable decline off of that crest where it looks like we're going to break through. Pretty notable decline to the downside through multiple support levels. And then there's a growth opportunity around the low for around the October low. There's a growth opportunity in the midst of a sideways fluctuating decline that precedes a rally. See that abundance card ended up being high in August. That's what I mean by the abundance card, and that's what gives me a little makes me a little weary here. Why I'm saying partial shorts and not like jump all in. It's because here on the 16th we've got the abundance card. It makes me a little weary. Even though we got all these other cards, it's the abundance card. It makes me a little weary. It really does. Q4. All right, and then it's possible that we have another high here mid-month of November, and then maybe in early December, where there's a pretty big move to the upside towards the end of November. Oh wait, that's not a high. That was the low right there. That was the low in May. I mean, it's pretty mixed, but it looks like there's significant bullish behavior towards like the second half of the fourth quarter. Does SPY bottom at 415? Yeah, I hope people cashed out of their long positions here. It's like, what is it, the 12th? Yeah, second week roughly. Cash out opportunity near a peak or crest. So 415's right there. So the question is, do we bottom out here at 415? So one thing, guys, the December reading, if you have early access, the December monthly is coming out very, very soon, like over like the next day or so. And one thing that I noticed about December is that this rune over here, I did this reading so long ago. It was like October of 2022. My 1 years have gotten so much better. I had since then I had just started using runes around that time. So this stone right here I didn't understand well enough yet. Looking at it now, it looks like I probably missed a lowest low here at the end of the year. Very scary. Rather than a highest high, there may be a lowest low. We may have a highest high on the cusp and then a lowest low. But I don't think we have a highest high. Very strongly indicate, like, feel there's a lowest low at the end of the year. So it may be that this Ace of Discs, or the energy of the Ace of Discs, continues a decline throughout these next few months. It's possible because sometimes, like cards like the Chariot card and the Ace cards, the Prince cards, sometimes their energy needs to be like interpreted over a greater period of time than the time frame indicated by the card. Yes or no? Will it bottom out at 415 SPY? Yes or no? I don't think so, but let's see. I got a yes for that. I got 3 yeses for that. Nice. Well, that's encouraging. But then at the end of the year, let's see, is that lower than 415 in December? Do we see a lower price level on SPY than a lower price level than 415 on SPY in the month of December 2023? Yes or no? It looks like there's a lower price level at the end of the year than 415, guys. So that I'm pretty sure I interpreted this Ace of Swords as a highest high because at that time I was thinking Ace of Swords means highest high. It does sometimes, not all the time. And this stone right here, I didn't really understand yet, but now I'm seeing it as a lowest low. And the Ace of Swords could very well be like an important mean level between like a bottom and a top. Coming up on the very end of the day here. All right, so we really didn't have much of a drop here, like a retracement like I thought we would at the end of the day. right? This move higher and then this full retracement. But even so, I was advised not to chase this rally here at the end of the day. So I would say I'd open up a partial short here or add to a short position here. But I say partial because tomorrow we might have another opportunity in the morning. I'll work on it, Proof. I really got to get my sleep cycle in order. I've been such like a night owl recently. I got to shift my whole sleep schedule, but I think we're getting close. It's right around the corner. I'll be doing morning lives as well, but they're not going to be, so you understand, they're not going to be the same as the lives that we have at 3 o'clock. The morning lives are probably going to be pay only, like for paid members or like pay per question or something. So I'm not getting my ass up that early in the morning for free. I'm a night owl, my friends. All right, my friends. So with that said, I'm going to roll. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, especially if you're new, pay attention to this. Super important. You don't want to get into any trouble. Make sure to follow the rule of karma for the channel. You do so here on the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders, where we ask that you donate 5% of the profits forward to one of these charities. Just click on the link here and send. And 5% of the profits back to the channel here through one of these links. If you're international, please use WISE. That leaves you at 90% of the money. Make sure to spend that money out of love. As long as you follow those rules, you're an angel investor of the channel. The universe is going to send it back to you tenfold. My friends, if you don't follow that rule, if you're one of those people that's like, oh, I'll do it later, or I'll do it like when I make a big profit or something, you need to follow through on it whenever you make a profit, because the universe has a short patience when it comes to people taking this channel for granted or using this channel. They want to make sure that this is being used for good purposes. So with that said, they will shut off the flow of abundance to you if you're not following through on that rule of karma. I've seen it happen, my friends. Blessings.